Morning, Chinook Nation, and welcome to a new episode of Lakeshore Live. Happy Monday. I am Assistant General Manager Eric Snodgrass, and joining me today, Baseball Operations Manager John Kane. John, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Eric. Always good to be here.
You may have seen on social media this morning that we are selling our game-worn home white uniforms that John is showing right now. They are $65. You can buy them at LakeShoreChinooks.com in our team store, or you can call our office or stop here at our office in Grafton and purchase them as well. Get some of your favorite players from the past few seasons. Game-worn jerseys, just $65. And the reason we're doing that, with the 25th anniversary Northwoods League Pass, too, a nice little memento there. The reason we are selling them, because we're going out with the old and in with the new. We will have new white uniforms this summer at Capco Park to kind of match our design of the blue uniforms that we debuted in 2017 at Capco Park. So we're excited for Gil and the boys to have some new uniforms this summer, right, John?
Yeah, it's great. And like you said, it's a new design that's gone away from our traditional whites, and it's more in line with the blue jerseys we had a couple years ago.
And we thank our friends at Rawlings for equipping us this summer. All right, big news. We're going to start talking about our roster for the 2019 season, the summer of 19, presented by Port Washington State Bank. And John, last time you were on, we announced our assistant coaches that will be joining Travis Akery this summer. And does it make things a little easier on you and on the coaching staff when you guys have some familiar faces each year?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, John Hasser starting his third year with us. John is, again, he's an up-and-coming future star, I think, in college coaching. We're hoping he gets his break, but he loves being with the Chinooks. He loves the Northwoods League. Jake Ratz is coming back for another Northwoods League experience, and then Drake Robinson, who will be our pitching coach, pitched in the Northwoods League. So having all that experience really makes it helpful. Players are the ones who are going to benefit the most, but certainly on our end, we'll benefit too.
And we're excited to have them all be with us this summer, and we actually have a few familiar faces each year. I know you like to build the roster where you have some guys that kind of can be in a leadership role. Who do you have coming back from last year?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Connor Kimple will be with us for his third time, and last year was kind of in and out of the roster. Again, we've just seen him grow up with us, so he is going to provide some leadership. We've got two pitchers coming back. Joe Gom, who is from Germantown High School, has made his way through the junior college ranks and is now at Ohio State University. Last summer, he went through all of his visits during the season. But Chinook fans will remember Joe as one of our spirited guys, likes to have fun with the fans and on the field, which is important in the Northwoods League. And then Brandon Komar, who is at Madison College, a JUCO program. Brandon kind of had a breakthrough at the end of last summer. He was selected for the Major League Dreams Showcase. So he showed us that he's got some talent. He's still going through the recruiting process for a Division I school. But all three guys bring back experience, not just with the Northwoods League, but with how we do things and how Travis does things with our team.
And how about, let's get into some new guys, and they'll be having their first stint here at Lakeshore. How about some new guys that you're hoping to rely on their bat and their power at home plate?
Well, you know, one thing, it's been difficult over the years to find, you know, Capco Park on the shores of Lake Michigan can be a little difficult for power hitters. So we'd like to find guys with some power, although speed is really important in our ballpark. But certainly when we go on the road, some of the ballparks in the Northwoods League, we need to have some power hitters. Two guys that we've eyeballed right away. One is Austin Murr, who actually played in the Northwoods League last year for lacrosse, who's a junior college player at Des Moines Area Community College. He'll be heading to North Carolina State next year, so he's got ACC talent. Right now he's got 5 home runs for his junior college. We're hoping that his experience in the league, but also his strength is going to help us. And then we've got Dalton Wingo from Central Florida, and Chinook fans will remember we've had a real good run with Central Florida players. Dallas Beaver last year certainly provided some power for our team, and Dalton was actually somebody Dallas recommended. Before Dallas even left last year, he said, "You got to get Dalton on this team." Dalton Wingo showed some power as a freshman last year. This year as a sophomore, he's playing every day in the outfield for Central Florida, and he's shown some power. So those are two guys. We have some more we'll talk about, you know, in the next couple of times we do this that are showing surprising power.
Yeah, our UCF relationship's been great the past 2 or 3 seasons. One state that kind of has appeared on our recruiting list is the state of Ohio. We have players from multiple universities within that state coming. Who are some of those guys?
Yeah, it's interesting. You never know how it's going to play out when we build the roster, but we have some good connections with Ohio schools. This year we have 4 pitchers coming from Ohio schools, actually more than that, but Joe Gom's teammate at Ohio State, Jake Vance, is a weekend starter for Ohio State, so we're hoping he's going to be one of our steady guys. He's got some draft interest. But then we also have a great connection with Miami of Ohio. Miami has sent us multiple players over the last few years. Zach Spears was a pitcher who got drafted. They are sending us 2 pitchers, both of whom they really need the summer to rehab from some injuries and recover from injuries. So Grant Hardwig is coming off of elbow surgery last year. They're holding him out this year, so they'd really like him to pitch, but he was a weekend starter for them. And then another junior college transfer that they have has struggled with some injuries too. So we'll see what happens with Ohio. Like I said, we're going to have some arms from Ohio, and hopefully they'll do well.
And most importantly, we always like players with a local tie to play over at Capco Park. Do we have anybody lined up at the moment that is from the area?
Yeah, we do, and we think that's important to have those local guys, not just for fans to have the interest, but we also want to help these players. And again, our goal is to develop players, and if we can do that with local players, I think that just helps everybody. But we've got Griffin Dorshing, who's a sophomore at Northern Kentucky. He was the freshman of the year in the Horizon League. Griff is a big dude. He's big. He was one of the leading freshman home run hitters in the country last year. He's already got a couple of bombs this summer or this spring. It's got some injury issues right now, but he'll do well for us. And then another player, I know Dean Renicky, our former GM, is so excited about Jeff Holtz, who fans in the area may remember. He was high school player of the year in Wisconsin last year, but he was also a football player at Arrowhead. He was a great 2-sport athlete. Dean saw him catch in high school, and 2-3 years ago, Dean said, we've got to get this kid on the Chinooks. He's got big league level talent, although he's going to redshirt this year at Indiana. But we're excited, like I said, to give him lots of at-bats and innings this summer, so hopefully that'll help him in his future at Indiana. And then we also have a great connection with Marquette University High School. Sal Bando Jr., those of you who know Sal Bando, his son has been coaching at Marquette High. We've had a couple of players over the year from Marquette High, and this year we've got a pitcher who's at St. Louis, Sean O'Brien. So it's good to give those local players an opportunity, and we'll probably have a couple more that'll come through this summer as well.
And Jeff Holtz hit an unbelievable 41 at Arrowhead his senior year, so hopefully that can translate over to his first season in the Northwoods League. You can catch these guys for the first time at home on Thursday, May 30th at 6:35 p.m. for the home opener. Again, the Summer 19 and the 2019 season is presented by Port Washington State Bank. And if you're interested in hosting one of these players, we are still looking for a few host families. You can email John or go to our website, LakeshoreChinooks.com, and fill out the form there. It's a great experience, especially if you have kids or if your kids are out of the house. So you get free tickets with it and a lot of other cool perks, and you get to know a potential future big leaguer. So still looking for a few host families. John will be joining us a few more times over the course of the spring as we lead up to opening day on May 30th. John, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Eric.
And hopefully later this week we'll be ready to announce our 6th bobblehead giveaway with a lot of other announcements coming down the pipeline in the coming days and weeks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you here later this week on Lakeshore Live.